Okay. Hello, YouTube. I'm Marcos and I'm here with Andrea. We are on an immersion from Talk and Talk. Today we are talking about resilience, bouncing back from setbacks. But before we start talking about this topic, let me quickly introduce Talk and Talk to you. Talk and Talk is a conversation platform developed for beginner, intermediate, and advanced English speakers. Our conversations meetings are for all levels. Talk and Talk is not a school. This is not a regular class. I'm not a teacher. We are not here to teach you anything. We are not here to correct you unless you ask for. But we truly believe that you are gonna learn by practicing in a real environment. And for me, that is exactly what Talk and Talk is. A place where we can talk through a real environment. We are here to develop our fluency and confidence as English speakers. But on Talk and Talk, we also have classes from Spanish, Italian, French, and German. Sometimes about Mandarin, but I think there are not any class currently running from Mandarin at this moment, okay? So let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Marcos. I will be the host for this immersion. I'm here in Talk and Talk for 6 months, and I'm hosting immersions since the last December, 2 months by now. I'm here to get my fluency and confidence on speaking English. And I can say that Talk and Talking is helping me a lot. 2 weeks ago, I started to practice some Spanish too, not as a host, but as a speaker, and is helping me in some professional appointments. And I'm getting this help. I live in São Paulo. I work with IT. Actually, I'm a project manager. I'm married. I'm a father of 2 teenage daughters. They are twins, 12 years old, almost 13 at this time. All my free time, I try to spend with my family. We love to travel. We love to go to the park, to ride the bike, to walk to the nature. Sometimes visit some beach too. We love this too. And every day at 5 a.m., I wake up to go to the gym. Lately, but I start to like to weight some lifts, and I think I will do this for my life till now. And that is a little about me. Please, Andrea, introduce yourself.
Yes, good evening. My name is Andrea. Uh, I don't have, uh, how can I say that? The organization that you have, Marcos, but I really want to try that, I really want to be a person that wake up early to go to the gym or to do some exercise. Maybe can be walking on the beach. I am planning do it this year with my husband because my husband he's a diabetic guy, so he needs to do some exercises. And I am thinking do it with him. But I have to confess that it's really difficult. I am not so organized with my time. I wake up early, but I don't get up early. This is the difference. Sometimes I wake up like 5:30, and when I realize it's like 6:30, 7 a.m., and I still on my bed. So yeah, I will try do it this year. As I said before, I am administrative assistant in a Japanese restaurant. I work in an office. I don't work in a restaurant itself. What else? I've been working there since 2017. I am married. I don't have kids, don't have pets. And I've been attending on Talk and Talk since October 2021. I discovered Talk and Talk on Instagram, I think. And it took me 2 years to have the courage to enter in this platform uh, to speak in English because I was really afraid to make mistakes. And by the way, today I am completing 2 years as a host. I started in 2023, so I think it's a great opportunity to keep improving. And even though I make a lot of mistakes, as I said before, but the confidence, it's really the key, to speak another language. So that's it about myself.
Great. To share you a quick story. My father is diabetic too, and he lives in a city near to you. You live in Santos, right? No, Guarujá. You
Yes.
you you talk. My father lives in Mongaguá,
Hmm.
small city near. And five or 6 years ago, he and my youngest sister started a small business at the beach. They opened a small restaurant, and my father was in charge to serve the customers.
Okay.
He was retired at that moment, taking some pills. 6 months later, the doctor said him, man, if I don't know you before, I wouldn't say that you are a
A
diabetic
diabetic.
person just because of this activity.
Wow.
And my story with physical activities is about health issue.
Hmm.
I one doctor said to me, you have to go to do this, and I said okay, and so I will do this. Sometimes we need this to take this. I don't know the word sustos, uh, to be afraid about something, but I think you don't have to go through this. I go to the gym in the morning because if I left to go at the end of the day, I will fail
Yeah.
almost 100% of my days. I just can't be here on Talk and Talk because I close one computer, that is the one with I work, and open my personal computer. Because if I had to go to a school, to drive, to go to a different place, I would probably fail too.
Yeah, I got your point, Marcus. It's really difficult, to keep doing it, keep the organization, it's not the organization, the word that I would like to say, but you understand me, right? And about the diabetic is like you said your father have. My husband, I believe I believe that it's more about emotional one, because he did some tests in the past, not too so long, and this diabetic it's too low, like they don't have to. So I don't know, something emotional that they have, and just like achieve a higher level when they are afraid of something or stressed
Maybe
or something like that. But yeah, but I think exercise is really necessary for our health, and I really want to put it in my life this year.
it can help us even with our mental health. I used
Yeah.
to say that my hardest day is that day when I had to deal with toughest questions. I have to go to the gym and get out there tired. Then I will feel that endorphin and feel motivated, feel energized for the rest of my day. Physically, I'm exhausted, but mentally,
Yeah, it's
I'm
another
new.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's start. The question number one is, how would you define resilience in your own words, Andrea?
Oh, really good question. I think resilience, it's like an ability that we have to adapt ourselves in difficult times, difficult situation, even though we are passing through difficult moments in your life, you will keep going, and somehow you will keep going, um, and try to do your best and try to keep your mental health. I think nowadays it's really important, mental health, because with social media, this kind of things that we are facing nowadays, it's really difficult to keep the mental health, So I believe that resilience is this ability. Just keep it going, even though you are in a bad moments.
Totally agree with you. Sometimes people used to say that resilience is the ability to not bend. Things happens and you don't change nothing. You face by the front. But as you said, resilience is the ability to bend and not break. Things will happen, will make you feel sad, will make you feel angry, furious sometimes, but it will not break. You will come to the to your point, to your place, learning more with a new experience, and you will move on. You will deal with that situation. And for me, as you said, and I totally agree, resilience is this. Things happens, we absorb this, we deal with that, and move on. Because
Yes.
if we try to not leave things affect us, it will be a lost fight because everything can affect us. But all we have do or we can do is to move on, setback, and move on.
Yes, and I think it is interesting, Marcus, to say, I don't know if it happened with you, but for example, the time that we are getting older, it became easier to understand that, For example, I remember when I was a teenager in my childhood or in my teenagehood, for example, if something bad happened, it was really difficult to have this perspective. Oh, I need to continue. And now it's easier to understand that even though you are passing through difficult situation, we need to continue and tomorrow will be another day. Do you have this sensation as well, Marcos? I don't know if you understand me.
No, yes, I could understand you and totally agree. That's it. Things will happen and we have to move on. And we learn, for me, happened this way. We learn that uh, the energy involved is not so greater in fact than we can imagine, than we can visualize. Nothing, and that's a part that can be said. For me, there were one moment when I realized that nothing is so special, so happy than I can imagine, and nothing is, for on the other hand, so sad, so terrible.
Yeah.
We move on, okay? We have good days, we have bad days, and we have to move on. All I try to do, and I think do that we can do is learning through this experience. So the 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 next way something like this happens again, I will be prepared not only to, in fact, deal with the situation, but to be mentally prepared to deal with that, to not be so affected as in the first time.
Yeah.
In the teenage, you use an interesting adjective, teenagehood.
Teenagerhood, yes.
Thank you. This is new to me. The, we were so immature and so
Yeah,
intense that all is the best thing in our lives or the worst thing. Nothing is in the medium, but
exactly.
the life, unfortunately, for the teens, the life is almost 100% of the time near
Yeah.
the medium, near the balance.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marcos. And there is a phrase in Portuguese, I don't know how to say that in English, but I really like and I really agree and believe in this phrase, Deus não dá um fardo maior do que você não possa carregar. So I just put it in my mind when I am facing difficult times. I think about it, and it gives me force to continuing. I don't know, I became more strong. I don't know how, but I think because of the mind, okay, I am passing through this because I can survive it, from this time. So I always try to put it to remember this phrase when I am upset, for example.
Interesting point. I remember once I was probably at my nearly to my 30s, and I worked with a guy who was an atheist, and everything was hard to him. And I remember one conversation where I told him, man, it's hard to you. And he asked me, he was older than me, probably something about 15 years older than me. And he asked me, how can you deal with things this way? And all I could say to him was, man, you are atheist. You have no one to
Yeah.
share this fardo with you.
Mhm.
Sometimes, man, when it's so heavy, I live in God's hand, man. That is not about religion. That is about uh, having a friend, having someone to share. And
Yes.
usually we leave the heaviest ones to this friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Go ahead,
no,
Marcos.
no, please
No,
go ahead.
I just said it's about faith, you need to have.
Yeah, it's about faith and you and I think being with faith or no a religion or no when we go older we learn to deal with this in a better way than when we were younger. We learn to keep balance, to keep an eye on the future. We know, okay, this looks bad, this looks terrible, but okay, in a few days, I will not remember about this. Something will happen and I will forget about this. So this is not the end of my life. I have to move on. I have to deal with the consequences. I have to uh, keep things on and move on.
Yeah. I was thinking here, Marcos. I believe that when people uh I will be a little more deep now. I believe that when people have the courage, because in my opinion, people that do it, it's really courageous, you know. For example, have the courage to commit a suicide. It's because of this, you know, something is missing in their lives, you know. It's I believe that it's fate, about fate.
Yeah.
And I am not a religious person, but I really believe in God, you know. I don't know if there is a difference. Religious person, in my opinion, is the person that goes to church, okay, follow it, and I don't do it, but I really believe in God, and I think at the same time that I think this kind of person is really strong because encourage us because I don't have the courage to take. I don't know how to say that, to take my life, tirar minha vida,
Take
and
off, probably.
take off. Yeah, thank you. And the guys have this courage, you know. At the same time that I think they are courage, I think that are missing something in their lives. I don't know.
Yes. Good points. There are tons of courage, but tons of things that are missing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Andrea, can you share an experience where you had to bounce back from a failure or a setback?
Mm, good. I don't remember the exactly, but I think bad times everyone have. Uh, I don't know. Maybe there was a time that I got really upset because I couldn't continue in studying because of the work of my job or something like that. Uh, and I felt a little frustrated because I felt guilt, you know, because in my mind, I should continue in studies, and I could because I needed to work to help my mom or this kind of things. So I believe I can share this experience, but I don't know. There was a lot others, but I don't remember exactly what's happening or something like that, you know.
Interesting. For me, I have previously shared with you that moment in 2016 where I was thinking about opening a restaurant at that time. That was a moment when I had to give this setback. Uh, I stopped. I had a plan, and I took a time to put this plan in action, stop at work, and it took me 1 year since I stopped work, uh, organized the project, took all the steps, tried different things, and then decided to come back to to my to my previous career in technology. First was hard to deal with the failure. Okay, I fail. I decided to do something, and this is that was not the better decision, the better option I had, and it was hard. It was hard. It costed financially. It costed a lot for me, for my family, and especially it was very difficult to deal with that, to deal with my ego. I failed. I failed with my family. My plan was not so strong as I imagined it, and I failed. This was the first one. come back to my previous career was the second one. I don't know why, but that moment when I was turning from my 40s was really hard to me. I don't know why, but I was feeling that life was coming to an end. Professionally
Oh,
saying, no, I don't know, I don't serve for nothing more. And I don't know why. Because now I'm turning 50 and I feel as better as and when I was better and energized, creative, innovative, and whatever than when I was in my 30s. So it was hard to deal with that. And the 31 difficulty was to replace the finance. So that moment was hard. But I think what helped me was this focus to rebuild the things, reconstruct this bond with my family and with myself. Okay, you tried something, you failed, it's okay. There are some consequences to deal with. You are an adult. You can deal with the consequences. You are not a child. In fact, you have two childs to take care with your wife, but it's okay. Now, uh, for me at that moment, and what helped me a lot was to think, now I know more than before. I have this experience. If I had to do something like that in the future, I will not fail this way. I can fail in different things, but
yeah,
this way, I will not fail anymore. And then I use uh, this learn for all my life, for all things in my job, in the way I educate my daughters, in the way I deal with uh, my issues, and this helped me. This focus on the future, and this focus on getting knowledge, always learning through these experiences. It was hard. We get back. We we realized all that we made in the family a plan to recover. We could realize with success the plan, and but of course it was hard. But that is what we do. Other moments like that happened and will happen in the future.
yeah. And it is about resilience, to
Yeah,
be resilient because you failure, but you start again. You learn from your mistakes, your failures. But the most important is it, you didn't give up. And if you need to pass through the situation again, you will know how to face that because you have already passed it through. And I believe that's it. We need just to try to how can I say that? Take the advantage that the things that you learned from a mistake or bad situation or even a failure, Uh, I believe that this is the resilience, to be a resilient person. Congrats, Marcos, because it's not
thank you.
easy, You have family, you have kids to to upbringing, to it's upbringing the word, raise, I think. So can be really difficult sometimes to keep your mind in a good way, when we pass through this kind of situation. Because I was remember here about a time that I had a financial problem, and it's really hard, when you need to face that. And I don't have kids, imagine it. So put myself in your shoes. You need to be really brave to. to keep your mind in focus, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard, but having someone together with us, family,
Yeah.
uh, in my case, my wife, my daughters, is a kind of motivation. We have help that is important at this moment, but it motivates us. We can see uh, the family in a better moments in the future, in a better place in the future. So yes, it was hard, but they helped me a lot. Even when they can't do nothing, they were motivation.
Mhm.
We
Nice.
can't
Yeah.
we can't abandon. I used to
Yeah.
say we can't abandon the fight when we have ones to fight off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, this kind of feelings, like my husband and I, we are just us, but we try to thinking about our future, make some plans, and when it's something is difficult for one, the other are there to support and vice versa. It's interesting.
And that's it. It's one by the other. And
Yeah.
today we are a family of four. Probably they are almost 13. Probably in 12 or 15 years, we will be a family of two. They will be making their lives, their families, their story on the world. And it will be just me and my wife. So yes, we think about this and we think about this foundation as the most important thing.
Mhm.
And I think that is something like that that you live with your husband. You are the
Yeah.
foundation. You will be there, one for each other.
Yeah. That's it.
Great. Andrea, do you think resilience is something people are born with, or can it be developed, and how?
Uh, no, I think it can be developed. Maybe there are people that are more strong than others, but I believe that everybody it's it's capable to develop it. And how? I don't know how. Maybe have a good mindset, try to see the good side, even in a bad situation. Uh, about faith, as I was saying before, we need to believe in something, can be easier to pass through difficult situations when you are strong or when you have a support or when you believe in something. So I think it can be developed like that. Of course, it's not good to have bad moments in life, but it's really important to keep uh, going, because the life it's here. If you give up about your life, it will be really difficult. So we need to learn from that, from this situation. And yeah, in my opinion, can be developed for sure.
I totally agree with you. I I think we all born with this kind of soft skill, but it can be, it has to be developed through the life. We all have the ability to uh, be resilient, but if we don't know, if we don't work in this, we will not be resilient. So more important than what we bring with us in the moment we came to the earth is the way we develop these abilities, and there is no way to, or no better way to develop disabilities than dealing with difficult moments,
Yeah.
dealing with failures, dealing with frustration. Then we can truly develop, because we have bad days, we have bad moments, and the other day we have to move on. I was I was talking. I had an interview yesterday,
Mhm.
and one moment I remember this. One moment, my interviewer asked me how I deal with the task of leading people. He was asking me about especially dealing with technical skills that I don't have. And I give him the answer he was expecting for, but I, I told him that while I'm not a skilled, I could not be so skilled for that technology. I have the ability to help my coworkers, my employees to develop something that I think that is important. That is the ability to be, uh, let me find the word, to be protagonists. And that is important. I remember this because I connect this ability to be protagonists to the ability to be resilient. If you are protagonists, you know, uh, bad things will happen, but I should be here to fight against, to deal with this, to solve this mess and move on. Because if you feel like a victim, life will end. Life will end in suffering, life will end in frustration and depression. So I think that these things are connected. And there are no other ways to learn to be protagonists, to deal with resilience than dealing with frustrations, with bad moments.
Yeah, totally agree, Marcos. And just a question, do you think it's more important to have soft skills? Like, because I think resilience can be a soft skill, you know? It's not
Yes,
a
it
hard
is.
skill. Do you think it's more important to have this kind of soft skills than hard skills? Because I truly believe that soft skills is really important. I don't know.
Yes. I think when you are young, when you are starting your career, it's important to develop good, solid hard skills. That will be a foundation. For me as a leader, sometimes soft skills are kind of my hard skills.
Mhm.
I have to develop these soft skills, this ability to leader, this ability to coach, to be a better leader. I have to develop my ability to manage projects, to deal with technologies too, but I have to develop these abilities too. But I think that in general, it's important for everyone to develop a good set of soft skills. In my area, I work with professionals that never will be or will choose a management career. They will specialize uh, in hard skills, but they will only progress in their careers and in their earnings if they have a very good set of soft skills. Because even they are technical references, they will have to deal with the most important issues of the company. They will have to deal with meetings with the CEO, with board of directors, and in the scenarios, soft skills is very important. So there are moments in our careers that soft skills are so important than hard skills.
Yeah, I totally believe in it, Marcos. I think I am good in soft skills because I don't know. I know how to deal with people sometimes, but it's really hard dealing with people, Because of this, we need to have this to be good on it, because sometimes I confess that I am a little stressed.
Mhm.
Sometimes I lose my patience, but at the same time, I consider that I am good on it.
Yes, everyone. It happens to everyone. We all have good days and bad days. One of my employees in another company asked me uh, how precise I could be making decisions, and I immediately replied, "In a good day, I will have a 50% off good decisions and 50% off bad or wrong decisions. That is that is life. But in a bad day, maybe I have no good or no
Yeah.
right decisions. That is life. We all have good and bad days. I think what this maturity brings us is to understand ourselves
Yeah.
more easily, more quickly. Okay, I'm a bit uh, introvert. I'm not in the mood to talk much,
Mhm.
but I have to. Okay, let me find a way that I can deal with my duties and respect my moods, not putting myself in risk. That is what helps us.
Yes, and you don't need to be rude with others because you are in a bad day.
Yes,
And sometimes people don't know how to deal with it, because they are in a bad day. They start put this bad feeling in the other shoulder, for example. And I think it's really bad. But okay, it's the life, as you said. We need to handle that.
that's it. Andrea, I have to finish our immersion.
Okay.
I hope you liked this immersion, this conversation as much as I like it.
Yeah, I
Thank you
love
so
it.
much for sharing your stories, your point of view. Let me share here the link of the survey. I wish to get your feedback about the conversation.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much. I think you have 5 minutes to take some water before the next one.
Yes, that's it. Thank you, Mark.